It's time for New Wellness TV with Dr. Lee. Join your host, the accomplished Dr. Cherilyn Lee, as she welcomes the leading experts in health and well-being as they explore the advancements in natural health, physical fitness, nutrition, integrative medicine, and self-discovery.
Good day to everyone. And I don't know if you're watching this day or night, but thank you so much for tuning in. There is so much going on, and as everybody know in the media, and I have unfortunately been touched by this bug myself and was able to do some things to help get rid of it. So we want to start by saying the immune system needs to stay, we have to stay guarded, really guarded with our immune system. And our immune system, to help to fight away and face what's going on in the world, you have to have a strong immune system. This is why some people did not become ill at all. So we have a safeguard system to help you to help with your immune system, to safeguard it. And I just want to say that at New Wellness Healthcare, we do everything to make sure that you have a healthy immune system. This is why I have a wonderful guest here. And we're going to be talking about some whole food products. Whole food, that's important. And we want to do as much as we can to safeguard so you do not get sick. Because once it hit you, it's not good, nice. So this virus now has mutated and mutated and mutated till it's not called the H1N1 anymore. So I want to thank you, my guest, Julie. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And she is phenomenal. Acupuncturist, nutritionist, and just does so much to help people to heal as well. And thank you for being a guest, because you work with one of the wonderful companies that I believe in wholeheartedly, that really help people to heal. And in order to know more about that, they would call New Wellness Healthcare and find out more, because it's more than just going out taking pills. I need to get a thorough history of everything, your symptoms. Some people have hacking coughs, some people have dry coughs, some people not having cough at all, they might have fever, but whatever it is debilitating.
Yes.
It is so debilitating that the number one way to help heal is to sleep. You have to rest. You have to rest, take plenty of fluids, but the body needs more. So right now, we're both sitting here and people are watching us, and we don't look ill. So what are we doing? We're safeguarding. That is so important, to safeguard our health, because I'm going to be flying out tomorrow, and so I'm going to make sure I have on my mask while I'm at the airport and flying. And any large groups of people, we should be wearing one because it's so important. So the immune system is a network of cells and tissues and organs that must be safeguarded. It must be safeguarded so it can protect us. So, Julie, let's just kind of jump right in and talk about, the things that we need to do. Phytonutrients are important, our minerals are important, our micronutrients are important, everything. But when people hear this, and it's like, where do I get this? So how do I get this in my body? So this is what you're going to do. You're going to talk about some of this, because your company is the one that we use. And I have a daughter that's expecting right now. And she is using these supplements during her pregnancy, because what? They're whole food products.
Yeah.
And that's what you want. You don't want synthetics. You don't want we got enough trillions of toxins in our environment. We don't want to add more by taking a supplement. We want, or an herb. We want to make sure that we're getting the right supplement in the right amounts into our body. So I'm going to let you go from there.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thankfully, knock on wood, I have not gotten sick this season, and I take lots of good nutrients to guard my immune system, guard my body, as you say. And, when our body has the proper nutrition, it can really heal itself of so many different things. But in this world that we live in, most people don't eat the right foods. Most people don't eat well. But even if you do eat well, the soil is depleted right now. It's very hard to get the proper nutrition that you need from food. Obviously, if you're eating organic, if you're eating, 9 to 15 servings of fruits and vegetables with twice as many vegetables than fruits, then and you're drinking lots of good water, then that's going to make a huge difference. And there's some things that we can do. We can control what we put into our body. But when we're in Los Angeles, and there's so much stress, which is a huge stress on our immune system. There's so much pollution and toxins. And so we have a lot of, and there's so many people who have this horrible flu that people are getting this year. So, we really do have to safeguard ourselves by eating properly and trying to eat organic and fruits and vegetables and water. But like I said, even if we do that, it's challenging to get all the nutrients that we need. And so the company that I work for and that I love is called Standard Process. And they have been around since 1929.
Exactly.
So it's stood the test of time.
It sure has.
And it's a doctor's only line. So you have to get it through your practitioner. So you have to get it through Dr. Lee. And she can do a full consultation and recommend what would be the best product for you.
Because there's so many and have to know your history.
Absolutely.
This is why we do a comprehensive.
Absolutely.
And basically functional medicine.
Yes. Functional nutrition, functional medicine.
And functional blood work.
Absolutely.
So all of these things are important. And the sad thing about it now is H3N2 virus.
Oh.
It's the H3. So, and they have made a statement about this virus that, guess what? We know, and I can't believe they admitted that the flu shot does not.
It's very ineffective this year. Well,
very ineffective.
In my opinion, it's always ineffective, but it's especially ineffective this year. And many people don't realize that the flu vaccine still contains mercury. They took mercury out of a lot of the vaccines, but not out of the flu vaccine. So I would personally be careful. I personally have never taken a flu shot. I just do my Standard Process and MediHerb products to support my body, to support my immune system, and it keeps me healthy and strong. And by the way, I took Standard Process when I was pregnant. My kids take Standard Process every single day.
And you've been on the show before, and you look healthier today than last time.
Oh, my goodness.
You look younger today than last time.
Well, I do a New Year's cleanse every year.
Okay.
And I'm just beginning my New Year's cleanse. I cleanse several times a year, and it's my health secret, my beauty secret, my anti-aging secret, my everything secret.
And yours is mine because I have a birthday next month.
Oh, wow.
I have a birthday next month, so everyone will be invited.
So if you feel like you need to cleanse, then I think definitely you can contact Dr. Lee, and she will give you, I've done every cleanse on the market that there is, every doctor's line. And this is by far my favorite, and I've seen the best results. And it's just a really great way to jumpstart your body.
Because we have trillions of toxins in our environment, in your water, and we have things in our air that you can't even see anymore. Forget chemtrails. Forget it, but now we have things in our air that you can't see. This is why the toxins and detoxing is so important.
So important.
And I tell people, what are you detoxing? You got heavy metals, you have pesticides, you have herbicides, you have all these toxins, that you have no control over.
Yes.
So once your immune system is strong, safeguarding the immune system not to get ill. Because how many people have been reported have died already?
I know, it's crazy.
And I know a couple of them. They weren't not my patients. I wish they had been. Maybe they would still be
They would still be here with us, probably.
But they were friends of someone else, and they're no longer here.
That just doesn't seem right.
Sad for a virus.
In 2018, people are dying of the flu.
Oh, the flu. I mean, come on. What is that all about?
Well, I think, like you said, there's so many toxins, and that's something that we personally can't do anything about. So we have to do things like purification. But we can do things about our habits. And most of us have very poor habits. We eat poorly. We eat a lot of sugar, a lot of caffeine, a lot of grains, a lot of carbs, a lot of things that are inflammatory, that make us sick, that run us down, that make us feel bad, that make us overweight, that make us age too quickly. And so if you can get on a purification program with Dr. Lee, then it's a great way to just change your habits and change your life. So that's one thing. But there's also specific products for the immune system.
Exactly.
And, Standard Process has an organic farm in Wisconsin where we grow all the food. So when I say food-based nutrition, it's literally food. Yes.
I know. I've seen all that. Because I've been around Standard Process for, I don't know, I think my daughter, who's 31, the youngest is 31, she was a teenager. I don't even think she was a teenager yet. That's just how long I've been with Standard Process.
Yeah, me too. 20 years. It's the best. I mean, I love it. It really, and people feel good on it.
We always take other products too, but your staple product you want whole food.
Yes,
you want a whole food product, but you don't want to just call up, some of the pharmacists and just start ordering things when you don't know exactly if this is for your body type.
Absolutely.
And not so much body type, with everything else going on. Because I had a person who called me and said, can I just come in and be treated for the flu? And she forgot to tell me she also had cancer.
Oh, gosh.
Which is the C word. So you're really compromised. Yeah. So I have to make sure that I'm taking everything into effect to get that person treated. But again, how is it? When we look at the picture, I was watching one of the news stations, one of the big ones, and just watched them put a map there of the United States. And, everything in red was the virus, is where the virus is.
Wow.
And it was the entire United States.
Wow.
So how could that happen if it's not airborne? How could that happen if it's not?
I don't know.
I don't even want to say man-made. I mean, how does that happen? So, the thing is.
And when people are getting it, this one is specifically, I've heard people who are sick for a month. They're sick. When I get sick, I take these nutritional supplements and I get well within a couple days. Yeah. Or if I even get sick at all, at the first sign, I start taking it. Yeah. And so that's why it's so great to get a consultation with Dr. Lee, find out what products you need, take them prophylactically to prevent yourself from getting sick, and having, the stronger ones for first sign of cold and flu. So you can just knock it out. 9 times out of 10, I just start taking my supplements and my herbs. There's Standard Process and MediHerb. MediHerb is an Australian company that has very high quality, pure herbs. Herbs are safe, but there's so many of them that are adulterated, that are, they're not what they say they are. They have all these other things in them.
An apple is an apple and a rose is a rose, but they're not all created equal.
Yes.
And people would say, I'm taking echinacea, but what form of echinacea are you taking?
Yes.
And
the MediHerb,
something else. Yes.
The MediHerb echinacea, it has been shown to be extremely effective and to have more of what's called an alkalamide. And the alkalamide is the active ingredient in echinacea. And a lot of the brands on the market had very little alkalamides in them. And the alkalamides create a tingling in your mouth. And when you taste the MediHerb echinacea in your mouth, it creates an extremely intense tingling sensation. I've never had another echinacea that created any tingling. So it was such a surprise to me. And I've heard so many people say, echinacea doesn't really work. Well, maybe you're not taking really even echinacea. They did things from the GNC where some of them didn't even have the herb that they said in it. So it really makes a difference where you get your supplements.
And we can say this because actually Dr. Oz did have a show. I don't know if you saw it. And he actually placed several of the herbs and said, this stated that this is what's in this herb. And when they did all the research and the tests, they found out it was not there. Exactly. So those who want to go back and check that, you can. But when a person can stand behind, this is why coming to me, if I give you something, I know how it's going to respond in your body.
Yes.
But I do suggest that, we have a great form of silver. That's really good. And I tell people, and this one is pharmaceutical grade, so it's not on the shelf, and you can give us a call at 310-419-4300 so that you can have this. I spray it in my face when I'm around people. You spray it in your throat. You feel a little scratchy throat. Sometimes we need to do something quick, and we might not have the pills in our pocket. But the spray you can always keep in your pocket as well.
Well, there's also a MediHerb formula that's specifically for the acute first sign of these kinds of things.
The throat. I've tried that one. That one is phenomenal. The one you spray in your throat.
Well, there is the throat spray, which is amazing. But there's another one. We're not saying any names, but Dr. Lee will let you know
all that information.
You want to have it on hand. And then when you first start, I mean, whether it's the silver or whether it's this product or whatever high quality product that you know is going to be good and it's going to be what they say it is, right? Which
that's what's important.
That it is.
Because I've done that. People have come to the clinic and they have been worn out and they felt really bad. And by the time they leave my office, based on the protocol that's done, they feel great. I have an entertainer right now that had to be on the set today who was just really, really wiped out. With the coughing, the fever, the chills. I mean, I think I almost spent the weekend with her.
Oh, wow.
But I'm telling you, she's unset today.
Wow. She's a lucky lady to have you in her life.
And I said, because I provide concierge services. So if you're just too weak and sick to come to me, I will come to you.
Amazing.
And not only will I come to you and bring you the supplements, I will bring you an organic soup. There's a wonderful place in Santa Monica that has turmeric salads.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, turmeric salad. So, let your food be your medicine as well. And this is a food-based product.
Well, that's one thing that we can say is I can give a little recipe that people can do at home.
Okay, and I have several. Go ahead.
It's pretty easy. It's just getting fresh ginger root and making a ginger tea and putting lemon and honey. You still should get the supplements as well, but that can be something that you can do, particularly when you're having like the flu-like symptoms.
And you want to do something quick. And what I do, which I love chai tea. So what I do is take coconut milk, turmeric, a teaspoon of turmeric, teaspoon of ginger, and a teaspoon of manuka honey.
Oh, amazing.
And manuka honey. Yeah. And drink this hot. And as soon as you drink it warm, because it's going into the body warm, you might put a bit of lemon if you want. But drinking this warm, you could just feel your lungs, relaxing and not having the spasms from the turmeric or
the ginger is really good for the lungs.
And
that's a very anti-inflammatory thing that people could do every day, really.
Yeah. And another one, and it's 101. It's a little bit different from our standard process, but it does work. And it's the black seed oil. The black seed oil, but you have to go to good grade. Cold press, cold process. It has to be in the right form. It has to have all of the phytonutrients in it. But it's very good. It's a liquid, and you don't need you need very little. So you combine, and we find things that really, really work.
Well, they say that there's a cure for every disease in nature, right? Nature provided us with everything that we need, right? And so we just have to have somebody who is an expert in nature and the cures that nature provides. And we shouldn't say cures, but the things that support the body to be able to heal itself. I mean, we are amazing and miraculous, and our bodies
Julie,
can heal themselves.
I want to kind of stop there and ask you.
Yes.
So what do you eat?
Well, right now, because I'm doing purification, I am having a very clean diet, but I pretty much always try to do sort of a paleo diet because I feel that grains are the biggest contributor to disease because grains are carbs and carbs are sugar, and 80% of people over 50, 80% of people over 50 are insulin resistant, which is the pre-diabetes, and diabetes is an epidemic that creates so much problems for people.
And we spoke about, type 3, which is your Alzheimer and dementia, so you don't want to have but that's the same thing.
Exactly. The way to prevent Alzheimer's is to balance your blood sugar. So number one, I do that. I make sure I get no grains, very little, always gluten-free.
And grains really affect the brain anyway. We already know that. Yeah. It's a book out called Grains.
Brain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know the doctor behind it. So you want to make sure you pull away from that.
Well,
even
grains
a slice
are very
of bread.
inflammatory.
Yeah.
Well, people are allergic.
Sugar.
Yeah, people. First of all, people tend to be allergic to gluten.
Yes, they are. I am.
A lot of people are, and then they don't realize it. All grains are extremely inflammatory.
Yes, they are.
And
when
they're
we
carbs.
say inflammatory, I do want to just point out inflammatory means inflammation.
It creates inflammation in your body.
Inflammation, and you don't want that. If you're going to, if you're already feeling bad, you don't want to weaken the immune system. This is why we said safeguard your immune system.
Well, and inflammation is a driver of all chronic diseases that people are having. So,
it certainly is.
Reducing inflammation is something that can just benefit you in every single way. And then I make sure I eat lots of good fats. I eat grass-fed butter.
Yes.
I have cod liver oil, fish oil.
And which grass-fed butter are you using?
I like the Kerrygold.
Okay, I was going to say that.
Because you can get it at Trader Joe's, and it's grass-fed,
and you know
organic.
what? You can find it very inexpensive. I was just told by my daughter, and that's, if I'm going to remember the name of the store, but they have it like half the price.
Really?
Half the price at, I'm going to think of it before the show. If I don't, call me and I'll tell you.
Well, I think that Trader Joe's is a great thing.
It's the same one. It's the same one.
Right. It's less expensive than like Whole Foods. They're dairy
and this
and
is even
like
less expensive than Trader Joe's.
But I don't eat dairy. I don't drink milk. I don't eat cheese except for, when I'm indulging. I definitely am not like a perfect eater. I do my cleanses and I eat healthy as much as I can so that I can enjoy my life. If I go to a party, I'll have a glass of wine, I'll have a piece of cake, I'll have some chocolate. It's not like I'm a monk.
You can have a cheat day.
Absolutely.
You can have a cheat day.
I mean, maybe if I'm not cleansing, I might cheat a little bit every day, but that's why I do my cleanses.
Right, exactly.
And then I do eat some meat, but I only eat organic, free range, grass-fed, wild caught, very high quality meat that is not being tortured, that is sustainably and humanely raised.
Exactly.
Because I feel that...
another one, too, and I don't know if it's in your diet, but I have a daughter who prepares it, and it's so wonderful, and that's your bone broth soup.
Yes. Absolutely.
And make sure it's gelatinous enough that you have everything. Because she prepared one that was just amazing. It had, she used the fish head, because the brain was important. She used the belly. So it was very gelatinous. And I'm telling you, she made me, I almost had to pull teeth from her to get mine. But I'm telling you, in drinking this, I just felt so much better like overnight.
Wow.
Taking all the other supplements. Let your food also be your medicine, and we know that.
Exactly. Food is medicine. And bone broth is one of those nutrient-dense
very
foods
dense
that we can eat.
And the fat is there also, because we're talking about ketogenic diets and getting that more going.
People really have a misconception. They think that carbs and grains are good and fats are bad, but it's actually, of course, trans fats are bad, but we're talking good fats. But it's actually, you should eat lots of good fats and very little grain. So I like the paleo. What I like about ketogenic is it's a little less protein heavy.
Yes.
I love the way the paleo diet makes me feel and the way it makes me look. But because I'm a meditator, I'm spiritual, I try not to eat too much meat because
it weighs you down. You don't process things the way you want to. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I love it. And this is why I'm soon to be 60 plus.
Amazing.
Next month. And
happy birthday.
And a grandmother soon to be of 10.
My gosh.
And I say it all the time. But you know what? I feel great. Only problem with me, and because I was attacked by, and it wasn't this horrible flu. It was a cold. But the thing is because I needed to rest. It is so important that we sleep. And that you rest your body. Number one is rest. You can take all the wonderful supplements in the world, but if you're not getting proper sleep and resting your body and just let go of the stress, because stress in itself is going to cause the cortisol levels to raise. It's going to increase your inflammation markers. It's going to increase your blood sugar, just stressed alone. So we had a person... and we had them to monitor their blood sugar at work. A friend of mine did, and found out that her blood sugar was higher at work because she was under stress.
Yes.
So this is some things that you might want to start doing yourself so that you know how, just take a time out. Tell that person, you know what, I'll get back with you in a minute, if you have to go to the ladies' room or the men's room and do some deep breathing to try to unstress yourself, walk back into that situation, but don't stand there and go back and forth with the person, because all it's doing is causing your immune system to become weaker. And weaker and weaker. And you can say, you know what, but I didn't have a cold. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. But you were stressed, or you didn't forgive and let go.
That's a huge one.
You got to forgive and let go.
Forgiveness is for us, you know.
Yes.
When we're mad at somebody, it doesn't hurt them, it hurts us.
It hurts us.
Yeah.
So let go. Forgive yourself. Forgive them. Because all these other things we're talking about as far as what you can take is absolutely wonderful. But what you have to do too is be loving toward you. Be loving toward others, so that you can stay healthy. Program yourself the night before to say, this is going to be the best day of my life. You know, I love myself. Even me seeing you today, and I hadn't seen you for a while, it was like, I'm going to see a wonderful person. She's going to have a wonderful smile. She's a picture of health, which is important. When I go to a lot of the expos, and we have a large one coming up in Anaheim pretty soon. But when I go to the booth or different events, and I look at people selling products, and they do not look healthy, that kind of bothers me. You know, my antennas go up, and it's like, you know what? I don't think I really... Do you practice what you preach? Really?
That's so important.
This is one reason why I have so many patients. I have a very dear friend who is a social media marketer, and she told me last night, you got to do something and show longevity. You're turning 67 next month. It's no way. I didn't even know that's how old you were. But,
absolutely,
you know, in order to live a healthy life and not use Botox and not use all these chemicals in your face, there's things you can do, things you can take.
Absolutely.
And enough rest, but be loving. Be loving. Smile.
Great.
You know, you need less muscles in your face to smile than you do to frown up. That's going to make you look old. But what is it doing to your immune system? What is it doing to your immune system? So take this time to love yourself, love others, forgive yourself, forgive others. Take time to go have a massage. Take time to see Julie and have acupuncture. You know, take time out for you. Take time to go walk and do some grounding. Walk on the beach, you know. If you're not near a beach, just walk barefooted in the grass. Make sure there's no poop around from dogs, but make sure that you do these things for you. It is so important that you take time for you. And that's what happened with me, because I got so busy going 7 days a week for everyone else, making sure I went to see everyone else well for months, that I had to pull back and say, okay, let me take 4 days and stay in the bed, you know, and take all of my wonderful food-grade supplements, and so that I would heal. And that's what happened. So you would never know.
Sometimes we get sick because our body is telling us to slow down. And I
think,
you know, we're both moms. And I'll brag, too, because I just turned 48 last week.
Oh, no.
And I'm a grandmother as well.
You're kidding. You look wonderful.
Standard process in my purification.
Okay.
But, you know, I think that we're so busy taking care of other people. I tend to tell my patients and tell myself, like, you know, when the plane is going down, we have to put the oxygen mask on the mom first. And then the child. Like, we have to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of other people. How can we be good for our children, for our husbands, for our family, if we're run down, if we're stressed out, if we're deficient and depleted and, you know, angry and, you know, and I think,
bitter.
You know, prayer and meditation and yoga and exercise, that's the other thing
that I do. But take the time for
yourself.
And you want to do that when you first wake up in the morning.
Absolutely.
Take some time. I do a deep breathing exercise. I use a tape. I have produced one myself called Detox the Mind and the Body Will Heal.
I love it.
And I designed this for me when I had colon cancer, when I had all these other things years ago.
Wow.
I had to find something, because I'm a very busy person. I'm a very creative person. So what happened, my mind just races at night. And I have to find a way to quiet myself down. You can get in the bed. You can go on vacation. But if you don't take time to take your mind and make sure it's on vacation with you, you have just wasted your time.
Yeah, don't bring your problems to vacation.
Exactly.
Right?
And don't take your problems to bed. Don't take your cell phone when you're answering every 5 minutes. Turn it off.
Absolutely.
I turn mine off or put it on airplane mode when I go to bed at night. I do get up maybe and go get some water in the middle of the night or the ladies' room. And then you can check to see if there's been any emergencies anywhere. The most important before you go to bed is just, blanket your family and your friends with love and prayer and make sure everybody's safe during the night. And then believe it. Believe that the universe, believe that God will protect them while they're asleep.
Yes.
And when you check your message in the morning, you won't see bad news.
No.
Don't wake up to the news, but you will have news in your immediate family. So that you can sleep. You have to know that I'm okay. It's okay for me to take time to relax for myself, that my families and everyone are going to be fine.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I pray before I go to bed, and I wake up first thing. I have kids, so I have to wake up at 5:30 or 5 or, early to be able to have that time. And I used to not like to wake up early, but now that is my sacred time. It's my favorite part of the day. It fills me up, it feeds me, it nourishes me so that I can give to my family, to my patients, to my friends, to the doctors that I'm working with, and it's just a blessing, and it works.
And I don't feel that when a person as a practitioner is, I don't care what your titles are, as a practitioner, I am board certified as well, but you do not want to see people when you are sick.
No.
You do not. If you know you do not feel good and you're not at your 100, don't go see people. Don't, because it's not fair to them.
I agree.
And it's just going to weaken you. But you should not see people when you're sick. So that's why I stayed home in bed.
Good for you.
I stayed home in bed. Yeah. And now I feel great again.
Amazing.
And most people didn't even know I took off for, a few days. But I had to do that. I had to do that.
Well, maybe you need to do that more regularly.
Thank you. And I know I have some close friends of mine watching, and I know they're agreeing. Because one of my patients says, "Doctor, when do you ever rest? When do you rest?" And I'm like, "I do." But my practice is a little bit different because of I provide IV nutrition as well, and I incorporated that with standard process. But it kind of overlooks the ocean.
Yes, I've been to your office. It's beautiful.
And it's peaceful.
Beautiful.
It's very peaceful. So while a person is sitting back being treated, they're looking into the sky. I have them meditate. We turn the light off. And I don't have a lot of people there. I just want them to rest and be at one with God. Be at one with God. And what I do, number one, with everyone who walk in my door, is we pray first.
Oh, that's beautiful.
We pray first. I don't care what you're going through, whether it's financial difficulties, because that's going to affect your health, whether you're burdened with other things, whether it's a mate, a divorce, a breakup. We have to pray through all of that as well, because all of those things will affect your health. Yeah. So those are the number one things I want to know in a person when they come in, being loved, feeling loved, and, where are you? Because if you have a lot of financial difficulties, if you had to take your last money to come and see me, that's not good. How are you going to heal that way? Yeah. You walk out the door and wondering, how am I going to go buy food now? I don't charge that much, so you can always eat. But we're very reasonable, because I am grateful that I am still on this planet after being in 2 comas myself.
Wow.
So
well, you're a miracle.
Yeah. And this is why I know.
Your patients are blessed to have
This is why I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, if you believe you can heal, you will. Give the body what it needs. Let go of all that bad stuff. Because this new virus is not anything to play with at all.
Yeah. People really do need to take care of themselves and take some precautions and get on some immune support products
now before you're sick, because what's happening with several people I know is they were getting better, but then they rebound.
Yeah.
They rebound. So it's really important now is to know about the new. There's no more H1N1. That doesn't exist anymore. And now what's in the media now is the new virus.
Right.
And where is this coming from? And now I can't believe they're actually saying, and we repeated this earlier, that the flu shot is not preventing you from getting the flu.
Yeah, well, they have to guess at what strain of flu
and I
it's
could say
going
more.
to be.
I could say more, but
and sometimes they guess wrong, and it's not the right strain.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and then you're adding toxins into your body, which is sort of the opposite of. I don't know. It never really made sense to me, but. That's me. I have a different belief than the average American. But I know more about health and nutrition as well and how the body works.
Mm-hmm. But you have to realize the H3N2V, which is virus.
Sounds scary.
It does. And that's what they're talking about now. And they're also listing how many people have died. So there's a list of people who have died.
And how many has it been this year so far?
I don't know if it's over 300 or 400.
Really? Wow, I didn't realize it was that high.
But
I think it's important that people don't get into fear, but that
people
don't
are get into fear.
Proactive. Right?
Now, my sister, who, and I mentioned this last week, I have a relative who belongs to an HMO, and one of the largest HMOs in the world.
Right.
And was told that she received an email, if you have the flu, do not come in.
Wow.
Because we have a 10 to 20 hour wait.
Oh my God.
Might have just said 10, but people are waiting 20 hours. I have some friends.
But what are they going to do for the flu anyways?
My understanding, they're going to start developing some away from the hospital and set up some, I won't say camps, but set up some hospitals in little communities.
And they give people...
Which is not the best way to be healed.
And they give people antiviral drugs, but there's herbs and supplements that can benefit your immune system positively without the negative side effects that the drugs can have. Mm-hmm. So I think it's really the best way to go to a natural functional medicine doctor or a natural practitioner, a acupuncturist, a chiropractor, a nutritionist, an integrative MD as yourself, and get a consult.
I'm not an MD, P.H.D.
P.H.D.
But I'm board certified family nurse practitioner as well.
Right. Yeah. Well, you're a doctor for sure. And get a consultation and get on the products that you need so that you don't have to be in this situation.
Right. But be assessed properly first. This
right,
is what
that's
I
what
do
I'm saying. Come get a consultation because everybody is different, and we need to have personalized nutrition and herbal recommendations for each person to get the best possible results. It's not as good to just go on Amazon and buy something. You don't know what you're doing.
Please don't
you don't know what you're buying.
Even when it comes to I mentioned the black seed oil.
Yeah.
You just don't go and buy one.
No.
Be very careful what you just go and buy, especially on Amazon.
Exactly.
I think, did someone make a point to say that a lot of that might be adulterated? That what you might be buying here, and it might have the same label, but it might not be the same as it's supposed to be. So make sure you see a practitioner.
Anybody can put something on Amazon.
My products come directly from the source.
Yes.
I don't go to Amazon and put it in my clinic, and I don't suggest that people do that neither.
And also it's important to support natural practitioners and to have a connection with a natural practitioner so that if you do have some kind of health problem, you have somebody to go to who can actually help you treat the root cause of the problem. That's the thing, is that we don't want to just treat the symptoms with drugs. We want to treat the root cause of the condition so that we can heal completely, and we can heal where the imbalance begins, and that can be much easier than people think. People think that natural medicine is not very effective, but that's actually not true. In my experience, it's incredibly effective.
I wouldn't be here today.
Exactly.
Because my immune system was compromised years ago from all the things that I had. You would think I would be the first one. And I know friends of mine who are medical doctors have told me you should go and have the flu shot.
Right.
And so that's just something that I don't feel that I need.
Yeah, me neither.
And I've never had the flu.
I never have.
I've never had the flu. But this H1, the H1N1, that's something from the past, which we have a pandemic. But the H3N2 virus was in 2012, 2011. So it's not really something new. They had 300 deaths then. So they're trying to make it, you don't want to say that this is something new because it's not really new. We just want to make sure that we take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
There was in Santa Monica, I won't mention which hospitals, but I have 2 people who went to the doctors there. They were so sick, they didn't call me at the time. They went onto the ER,
Right.
thought that they can get in. The line was all the way out of the parking lot.
Oh my gosh.
And one place, the friend of mine, she just had to leave. She said, I had to leave there. I couldn't be seen at
and
all.
all those people are sick, and so you're just exposing yourself
to
to
more
a
and
bunch
more.
of sick people.
To more and more.
Yeah, and to get something that's not very effective. You know, any of their treatments for the cold and flu are not very effective. The natural treatments and alternatives are so much more effective. And, you know, like I tell people, you know, people just go into like Whole Foods and just pick what they think. But if you were going to take a drug, you wouldn't go to a pharmacy and pick it out yourself.
No.
You would have a pharmacist or the doctor. So the same thing is true. People should see an expert and get an expert opinion as to what they need, as opposed to just getting whatever is easy for them to pick up at the health food store or at like Target. Ugh, that's the worst. Or CVS or Costco or GNC.
Oh my goodness. I tried to find out, I was looking for something one time many, many years ago, and I tried to find out where did it come from. It was GNC. And it came from some warehouse that was not properly sanitized, and I found out some things.
Yeah, and you know,
years and years ago before I became knowledgeable where I am now. So it's so important that we take care of ourselves, that we safeguard, especially our babies. You know, I noticed that one of my grandchildren, she told me during the month of December, she said, you know, I just didn't do much. And she has a history of asthma as well. She was not sick at all. She didn't have the flu. So I tell people, be very careful being out at night, because we don't know what's in those air pellets. I mean, it's so much droplets. If you notice, it's damp out at night. We get an overcast very easy. I know in certain cities we do, but be very careful. But if you take your hand, say if you wash your car and wait like 2 or 3 hours and put on a white glove. If you take that white glove and just run it across your car and look at those particles.
Wow.
You have just inhaled that into your lungs.
Yeah.
But if you also take a white piece of tissue, keep your mouth closed when you're outdoors and breathe in through your nose, and take a white tissue and wipe through your nostrils. Look what color it is. Now, luckily, that's why I tell people, do not cut all the hairs from your nostrils. Don't do that. I mean, ones that are kind of hanging
They're there
out.
for a reason.
You know, you want to trim it and make sure that doesn't look inappropriate.
Like an old man.
But please do not do that, because once you do that, they're put there for a reason.
Right.
To protect that from going into your lungs. Then you want to take some, you know, a colloidal silver, something, put it on the spray and just wipe through your nasal cavity. Just wipe through your nasal cavity through the day, just to prevent all that from entering to your lungs. So that's where it starts first. You have a sore throat or you start coughing, and then it starts settling down into the lungs. So you don't want anything going into the lungs. So let's just prevention. Prevention is the key.
It's a lot
and
less
prevention is priceless.
Yes, it's a lot less expensive and much easier to prevent disease
So your
than
morbidity,
to treat it.
Your morbidity rate is shorter, meaning that you do not be in a bed for a long time. Your mortality rate is death, and we do not want that.
No.
So taking care of yourself, doing all the things we need to do, not being overstressed, walk away from stressful events, not being, if you're in big crowds of people, take a mask and then, you know, tell them, you know, I'm just doing this to protect myself. It's not that I'm diseased. I just want to protect me. You know, and you could take it on and off here and there, but, you know, people cough, people don't put their hands over their mouth, they'll shake hands, they don't wash their hands. To the point now, do I want to shake hands? But I hug a lot, so I like hugging.
Me too.
and I'm protected, so I take everything I need to do.
Yes.
I do what I need to do to stay healthy.
Yes.
So, you know, this has been a great show, and it was like, I always meditate and pray before, on my way here, driving to UBN studio, and just asking Spirit, ask God to really just give me the words to say. And my prayer is that those who are listening, please share this show with your friends and family. Please share it, because each one teach one is so important. Our YouTube channel is New Wellness TV with Dr. Lee. please share our YouTube channel as well, because it's so important that we help to teach others. And there's a lot of stuff out there, but seeing the right practitioner. And if you have a practitioner, I used to tell this to patients when I worked hospitals. If you go to a doctor or a practitioner or a physician, and you're not comfortable with that person, you should leave.
Yes.
Because that has a lot to do with your healing.
Yes.
If you don't feel comfortable with that person, you should leave. And
Absolutely.
I've done a lot of radio shows where they had a lot of holistic people on. And I would tell people, okay, there was someone on last week and you went over there. Then you want to come to me and I tell people, don't do that. Stay somewhere long enough to be healed.
Yeah.
But if you don't feel comfortable with that person, or if you're taking a medication and you don't feel comfortable taking a supplement, then what you want to do is to just bless it, like you bless your food. Bless those pills. Mm-hmm. Bless your supplements, just like you do your food when you eat your food. Bless those supplements. Bless your water that you're drinking. You'd be surprised how impactful that is to your immune system to do that. Very, very important.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
So, my dear friend Jarvis just gave me a signal. So, you know what I would like for you to do, Julie? I would like for you to look in the eyes of our audience. Mm-hmm. In a minute or so, what would be your powerful words that you would leave them that's going to be impactful?
Well, the most powerful thing is that, our body is our temple and our health is our responsibility. So like you were saying, if you don't feel comfortable with a doctor or a practitioner, they're working for us. I think that in our society, people give too much power away to especially medical doctors.
Right.
And, you have to do what feels right in your heart. Never, ever discount. That's never going to lead you astray. Your head can lead you astray, but your heart will never lead you astray. And so follow your intuition to find your best healing path, what feels right, the practitioner that feels right, the modality that feels right.
Yes.
But, health does not happen by mistake. Health is a choice. And health is a choice that we make every single day with every single choice that we make, the food that we put in our mouth, the thoughts that we allow ourselves to have, the habits that we have, whether good or bad. So, find some kind of mindfulness, prayer, meditation, church, yoga, exercise, even going to the gym, walking on the beach, it doesn't matter. Move your body, exercise, clear your mind, be at peace,
yes.
Have love in your heart. We really need love right now on this planet. There's so much division. There's so much separation. It breaks my heart. And we really just have to realize that we're all one. We're all the same. We're all one. We're all part of the one God, right?
Yes.
And to be healthy, we have to be in love. We have to love ourselves, like you say. We love ourselves first. Mm-hmm. Bring in positive thoughts, right? Positive foods, high vibrational thoughts, high vibrational foods, and high vibrational people, right? Being around positive people that make us feel good and remind us of our beauty and our power and our oneness. Be a reflection. Have people that reflect your beauty and your oneness with God as opposed to people who reflect, the difficult parts of yourself.
Okay.
So that's my advice.
Thank you so much. And that was in a nutshell. So that was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And if you have a friend, just like I have a very dear relative that I tell her, I said, if you know that someone's going to call you with all this negative stuff, make the conversation short. Just say, you know what, I'm going to pray for you, but I have to go. I have to go. And don't get caught up in all other stuff. And please don't get caught up in all the gossip. We're only human. So, and that's something that, we all work on all the time. Yeah. But don't get caught up in all that, because what that will do is just make you feel bad as well. Mm-hmm. You don't want to get off the phone with a person or walk away from a group of people feeling bad. You don't want to do that, because once you do that, guess what's happening to your immune system? So if you're around a group of people and you can walk away and feel good, that's the group of people you want to stay with.
Absolutely.
Even in relationships. If relationship is so toxic, do something. I had a person who changed his whole attitude with a relationship, diagnosed with liver cancer, and I'm telling you, after only 4 weeks with me, I just felt it was gone. He went and had a PET scan done by the VA hospital, and again, they saw no cancer.
Wow.
Because he decided, this person does not love me, and I need to go where I am loved, with over 19 sisters and brothers.
Wow.
So he left California and went where people who loved him. And he's still doing well and look fabulous. But if you're in a toxic relationship that's bringing you down, be very careful. And I don't suggest that people divorce or separate. Mm-hmm. Try to work it out if it can be worked out. But if not, divorce peacefully, in a loving way, and come from the heart and be honest. But be honest and authentic going into the relationship. That's where the problem lies.
Exactly.
You didn't go into it the right way. Go into the right way so that you can stay healthy. That person's going to be with you, and you're going to be with them and help them through the illness. If they're going to go in there and make you a loving pot of soup, that loving pot of soup will help heal you faster than anything, because they did it with love. They did it with loving hands and a loving heart. But if they just did it because say, oh, here's this soup, and kind of throw it in your face, you don't feel good about taking it. And guess what? Is it going to help you?
No.
There's some nutrition there, but is it going to help you? If a person just hold your hand and say, I love you, but loving yourself. Your kids come and rub your back and say, Mommy, I love you. Sometimes even that makes you feel so much better. So I just want to say, take time to love yourself, to love each other. We do have a lot of hatred. Stay away from the news 24/7, because we all know what's happening in the news, and it changes by the second. The big scare they just had, out of state. I don't know how I would have felt if I was in the middle of that. And I have friends there still that I had to connect with. But we do know that I don't care what happened. When you know that you're protected and you have love in your heart, just know that you know I could be well. I can be healed. I am healing. And I want people to say that right now. I am healing. My finances are getting better. And we never know. There's still people becoming millionaires. Even though we do have a lot of homeless people, there's still people becoming millionaires. Yeah. And what you want to do as a millionaire, I want to give back, open up a big clinic so you could be there, and we have biological dentistry there. That's the only reason why I want to be a millionaire, is to have everything under one roof. Hyperbaric chamber, hypothermias, which I have done in the past, and with great results. But I have seen great results from a person knowing, going within, I'm going to heal.
Yes.
I believe it. I believe I'm going to heal. So when you go within, you can heal. And it's amazing how things turn around. I know I'm still here after 2 comas. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in. My book is going to be released soon, written before I was born, which I'm so excited. It's an audio book now. It's going to a written book, and it's going to cover so many things to help you to heal as well. But my journey was that, and we all have journeys. Just know that you're on a journey. God is not punishing you, but we all are on a journey. And know that you're going to come through it. But believe it and see it. Because when you see it, that's when you can make it through it. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. And as I always say, as I end my show, repeat after me. But not just repeating after me. Take this into your own heart. Take this into your own fabric of your own being. Repeat. I am so grateful.
So grateful.
That I am a magnet. For miracles. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Every day.
Join us every Wednesday live at 11 a.m. for New Wellness TV with Dr. Lee. Remember, healthy mind, healthy body.